Hi everyone, good morning. I'm Angela, and this is a 60-minute strength and flow yoga class. This morning, if you have any type of prop, such as books, pillows, of course blocks, something that can bring the floor to you, that would be helpful. And if not, don't worry about it, we'll make do. And a little about today's class. Here at Mind Movement, we explore the relationship between mind and body and how these systems work together to create the body that we want and to develop the mental strength that we need. And in this class, we'll work on movements that are both grounding and opening. So grounding to develop strength, confidence, stability, and opening, especially the area within our throat, center for communication, self-expression, and speaking your truth. We'll also talk about taking risks, confronting fears, and listening to our inner dialogue or inner voice. So without further ado, let's begin. If you have blocks, you can set them up like I have here, so a tall block and a medium block. If not, simply lie down on your back in a Shavasana rest pose. And the middle block goes between your shoulder blades, and the taller block is for you to rest your head. So take a moment to adjust. Feel an opening in your front body across your chest. And tilt your chin slightly and feel an opening in your throat. And then close your eyes or lower your gaze. And take a moment to bring yourself into this space, into this moment. Notice the sounds around you. Feel the airflow. Take note of your thoughts. Try to just observe without judgment or reaction. And then shift your attention to your breath. The inhale and the exhale. As you inhale, notice your body rise. And as you exhale, notice it soften, release, and let go. There are 3 centers of breath, one in our belly, one near our heart center, and one near our throat. So see if you can notice where you're breathing into. Most of us tend to breathe into 1 or 2 areas. And then see if you can expand the inhale and the exhale. So imagine that the breath is traveling through these 3 centers, belly, heart center, throat, and out of your throat, heart center, and belly. On your next exhale, send all the air out. Together, let's take a breath in. And sigh it out like you're fogging up a window. Again, inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Now, seal your lips Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Yogic breathing or Ujjayi. Again, inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. And slowly open your eyes or lift your gaze. Make your way to one side. So if you're on the blocks, simply remove them, place them to the side. If you're on the floor, just roll to one side and make your way to a comfortable seat. So we'll start in easy seat today. Take a moment to feel your sit bones on the ground. Sit up nice and tall. And begin to make circles, moving in one direction, moving your torso. So if you're going counterclockwise, you're moving like in baseball, going from first base, second, third, home. And if you're going clockwise, you're moving with time. Just take a few more rounds and see if you can really bring this into your core, into your center. Slowly make your way back to center. And sit up nice and tall. Walk your hands slightly forward. I'm just going as far as is available right now. We're just warming up. And try and ground down through your sit bones. And relax your upper body. And then slowly make your way to sit. And switch the crossing of your legs. And again, walk your hands forward. You may notice that one side is a little more open than the other. Just observe. And then slowly make your way up to sit. Interlace your hands behind your head. Inhale, lift your chest to the ceiling and arch back. Exhale, curl and round. Draw your elbows forward and chin towards your chest. And seated cat-cow. Inhale and arch. Lift your upper back. And exhale, curl and round. Again, inhale and arch. Lift your gaze. Exhale, curl and round. And then slowly come center, release your arms down by your side. Cross your ankles, roll over your knees, come into a tabletop, onto all fours. And continue those hip circles, so going in one direction. Notice any areas of tightness, tension, any kinks, and then go the opposite way. And then slowly come back to center and exhale all the air out. Inhale, arch your spine, gaze towards the ceiling. Exhale, curl and round, gaze towards your navel. Inhale and arch, drop your belly and chest. Exhale, curl and round, push the floor away, create space across your shoulder blades. Continue to move like this with your own breath. Try to sync breath to movement. And then slowly make your way back to center and exhale all the air out. Rotate your right palm, fingertips face your knees. Make small circles around your wrist going in one direction. And then reverse the circle. And keeping your hands where they are, begin to lower your seat towards your heels. Feel a stretch through your forearm. And then slowly come back to center and switch sides. Rotate your left palm, make small circles around your wrist. And reverse the circle, go the opposite way. And keeping your hands where they are, begin to lower your seat towards your heels. And again, notice any imbalance or unevenness in the body. And slowly come back to center. And exhale all the air out. And tuck your toes. Send your seat to the ceiling, downward facing dog. So this is our first down dog of the morning. Maybe pedal out your feet. Take your dog for a walk. Sway your hips from side to side. Shake out your head, yes and no. And then find stillness in down dog. Equal weight between hands and feet. Draw your navel towards your spine. Send your sit bones high to the ceiling. Relax your shoulder blades down your back. Press all fingers into the mat as you press the floor away. Then lift your heels, bend your knees, walk towards your hands, and come to fold over your legs. Keep a slight bend in your knees, hold opposite elbows, and gently sway your torso from side to side. Imagine there's a door at the top of your head, and everything is falling out. All the noise, all the chatter, all the worries, just let it go. And then reverse the grip. Hold your elbows the opposite way to break habit. Release your hands down to the mat. Separate your feet mat distance apart. Squat pose, Halasana. If your heels tend to lift up, place something underneath your seat. Gently press your elbows towards your inner thighs. Find length in your spine. And bring everything into the midline. So lift in and up. Find Mula Bandha, that internal lift. And release your hands down. Heel toe your feet until they're hip distance apart. Begin to roll up your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Be mindful of your movement. Take your time, go slow. Bring your feet together, mountain pose, Tadasana. And take a moment here to feel grounded, and stable, and strong. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. With your right hand, grab your left wrist and exhale, lean to the right. Ground down through your left foot. Inhale, come center, and exhale, left. Inhale, center, exhale, right. Last one, inhale, center, exhale, left. Inhale, come center, release your arms by your side. Take a moment to close your eyes or lower your gaze. And if you'd like to set an intention today for your practice, offering your efforts, you can do that now. Or perhaps choose an affirmation, a phrase, such as, I am strong, I am confident, I am enough, I am free to choose in any situation. These are just some examples. And when you're ready, open your eyes or lift your gaze and come to the front of your mat. Let's take a collective breath in and a breath out. Inhale, reach your arms overhead, look at your thumbs. Exhale, fold forward, hands to mat or hands to prop. Inhale, step your right foot back, low lunge. Plant your right palm down, reach your left arm to the ceiling, find a low lunge twist. Hands down, frame your front foot. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to a plank. Lower all the way to the mat, resist gravity as you go. Slide forward to a low cobra. Find a little back bend behind your heart. Release down to the mat all the way. Prop yourself up onto your forearms. Send your chest through your arms. Lift your navel towards your spine. And send your energy forward and out. So where your gaze goes, your energy flows. And then slowly tuck your toes underneath. Come to a tabletop and press back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward, come into a low lunge. And lower your back knee down and tuck your toes. Reach your arms overhead, crescent moon or Anjaneyasana, and breathe here. Feel a stretch through your right hip flexor. Walk your left foot far enough forward so that your knee is directly over your toe. And see if you can find a back bend in your upper back. And hands down, frame your front foot. Tuck your toes and lift your knee. Step your right foot forward to meet your left. And fold over your legs. Inhale, rise up, look at your thumbs. Exhale, fold right back forward. Hands to mat or hands to prop. Inhale, step your left foot back, low lunge. Plant your left palm, right arm to the ceiling for a low lunge twist. Twist from your navel up. And hands down, frame your front foot, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to a plank. This time, option to lower halfway chaturanga, modified push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hold here and breathe. So friends, as we flow today, I'll cue for chaturanga, modified push-up into up dog. You always have a opportunity to lower down to the mat and take a low cobra. So choose what's best for your body today. Inhale, step your right foot forward, low lunge. Lower your back knee down and untuck your toes. Reach your arms overhead. Crescent moon or Anjaneyasana. And breathe here. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Lift your gaze. And hands down, frame your front foot. And tuck your back toes and lift your knee. And step your left foot to meet your right. And fold over your legs. Inhale, rise up, look at your thumbs. Last one, fold back forward, over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Place your hands on your body, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step or jump back to chaturanga, modified push-up, or lower to the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hold here and breathe. And also as we flow, I'll offer options throughout class. Variations are always optional. If at any point you need to take a break, simply sit on your heels or take a child's pose. And lift your heels, bend your knees, step or hop to the front of the mat and fold over your legs. Inhale, rise up, look at your thumb. And exhale, mountain pose, Tadasana. And take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Reach the crown of your head forward. Exhale, step or jump. Back to chaturanga, modified push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high, down dog kick. Exhale, knee to nose around your upper back. Inhale, right leg high, down dog kick. Exhale, step your right foot through low lunge. Lower your back knee down and tuck your toes. Anjaneyasana, we've been here before. With your right hand, grab your left wrist and lean over to the right. So feel a stretch through your left side body. And inhale, come center, hands down, frame your front foot, and tuck your toes, lift your knee. Turn your back foot down at a 45-degree angle. And feet are railroad tracks, so hip distance apart. We're going to build warrior one from the ground up. Ground down through your feet and inhale, rise to stand. Send your left hip forward and right hip back. Knit your ribs together. Reach your fingertips to the sky. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Hop your back foot in just a few inches. Interlace your hands behind your back and lift your chest. Exhale, fold forward, pyramid pose. You can lose the bind if it's too much right now. And place your hands on the mat or on tops. Hold here and breathe. In moments of stillness, see if you can reconnect with your breath, tracing the inhale and the exhale. And then slowly lower your hands down to the mat. Step your left foot back. Lower your back knee down and untuck your toes. Reach around, catch your foot or your ankle for a quad stretch. So this is a big muscle group. We tend to grip here as our center for fear and resistance. So see if you can use your breath to allow this area to soften, create a little space, and to open up. And then release your back foot. Hands frame your front foot, tuck your back toes, and lift your knee. Plant your left hand down. Moving into side plank or Vashisthasana. Roll over onto the edge of your left foot. Option to modify and place your right foot on the mat. Or stack your feet and reach your right arm straight to the ceiling. Lift your hips away from the mat as though there's a beach ball underneath. Stay here if you'd like to play with a variation. Maybe you lift your top leg, reach your right arm overhead. Playing with balance, and then slowly come to center into plank. Take a vinyasa, which is chaturanga into up dog, or just step back to downward facing dog. And so the vinyasa between sides is always optional. Whenever we come into down dog, it's a chance for us to wipe the slate clean and press the reset button. Inhale, lift your left leg high, down dog kick. Exhale, knee to nose, round your spine. Inhale, left leg high. Take a moment here to reconnect with your breath. And open your hip and bend your knee. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot through low lunge. Lower your back knee down and tuck your toes, Anjaneyasana, other side. With your right hand, left hand rather, grab your right wrist and lean over to the left. Feel a stretch through your right side body. And then hands down, frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes and lift your knee. Turn your back foot down at a 45-degree angle. So building warrior one from the ground up. Take a moment to feel steady and then inhale, rise to stand. Send your right hip forward and left hip back. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Hop your back foot in and interlace your hands behind your back. Lift your chest. Exhale, fold forward, pyramid pose left side. Imagine that your torso is pouring over your left leg. The bind is always optional. And in moments of stillness, see if you can notice your inner dialogue, your inner voice. And is it something that is supportive, that brings you joy and happiness? Or is it something that you would like to change and shift? And inhale, lower your hands down, step your right foot back, lower your back knee down and tuck your toes, reach around, catch your foot or your ankle for a quad stretch. And we talked about this as our center of fear and resistance. So see if you can allow the breath to calm your nervous system by taking deep breaths, especially the exhale, the power of the slow exhale, right? And then slowly release your back leg, tuck your toes, lift your knee. This time, plant your right palm down, lift your left arm to the ceiling, find a low lunge twist. And then hands down, frame your front foot. Rolling over onto your right foot for side plank or Vashisthasana. Option 2, place your left foot on the mat and modify. Or stack both legs one on top of another. Reach your left arm to the ceiling. And take any variation you did on the other side. So we always want to mirror right and left, trying to create a sense of evenness in the body and slowly return to plank. Take a vinyasa or just step back to downward facing dog. And we'll all meet in down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high, down dog kick. Exhale, draw your right knee behind your right wrist, setting up for pigeon. Extend your left leg long behind you. You can also take a reclining figure 4. If you feel pain in your knee, cross your right ankle over your knee and simply lie down. If you're in pigeon, lift out of your lower back. And exhale, fold forward. Make a pillow for your forehead with your hands. And just allow your body to melt into the floor. If your shoulders hike up, see if you can draw that energy into your core. And again, in these quiet moments, check in with your inner voice, inner dialogue, and if it's something that you would like to shift or change, how can you choose the next best thought, right? Or maybe just choose a different thought altogether. And then slowly make your way up. Tuck your back toes, lift your knee. Inhale, lift your right leg high, down, down, kick. Give it a little shake. And then step your right leg through low lunge. Inhale, lift your hands to heart center. And exhale, take a twist over to the right. You can also modify and lower your back knee down. Square both hip points to the mat as you twist from your navel up. If you'd like to take any arm variation here, you can flare the arms, take a bind, or stay exactly where you are. And then lower your hands down. Turn your back heel down at a 45-degree angle. This time, feet are in a line. And then open everything up to the side, moving into triangle. Place your right hand on your shin, the floor, a prop. Imagine that you're in between two walls. See if you can find an openness across your chest, an open heart, and open to presenting your true self. And then inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, turn both feet parallel. Hands to waist, lift your chest. Exhale, fold forward, hands to mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, draw the crown of your head towards the ground. Walk your hands back so they're even with your feet. And try to bring the weight into the center of your feet. So not in your heels being dragged into the past and not in the balls of your feet, which can be anxiety provoking. But being in the moment, in the present, be here now. And then inhale, gaze forward. Walk your hands to the inside of your right foot and turn up your back heel. Coming into lizard. Connect your right knee and shoulder. Option to lower your back knee down and untuck your toes. Pull your chest through your arms and lift your gaze. Feel a stretch through your left hip flexor. And then tuck your back toes and lift your knee. Heel toe your foot until you return to a low lunge. Step back to downward facing dog. And take a vinyasa here or hold down dog. On an inhale, lift your left leg high. Down dog kick. Exhale, draw your left knee behind your left wrist. Setting up for pigeon. Draw your right leg directly behind you. Lift out of your lower back. And then exhale, fold forward. Make a pillow for your forehead. And try and use your breath to soften, to release, and to let go. Again, Relax your shoulders, bring everything into the center, into your core. And then slowly make your way up to sit. And tuck your back toes, lift your knee. Inhale, lift your left leg high, give it a little shake. And step your left leg through low lunge. And inhale, rise, bring your hands to heart center. Exhale, take a twist over to the left. And again, option to modify, lower your back knee down. Reach through your heel and through the crown of your head. See if you can find that little back bend behind your heart. And then slowly lower your hands down to the mat. Turn your back foot at a 45-degree angle, lining up your feet, and slowly begin to open to triangle pose. Lengthen through both sides of your waist, especially the underside. Feel a line from wrist to wrist. Can you be open to presenting your true self without fear? Right, we can take risks here on our yoga mat. And if we take them here, we're more likely to take them out in the world. And then inhale, rise to stand, turn both feet parallel. This time interlace your hands behind your back. Exhale, fold forward. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. You can also hold opposite elbows here, like a brain drain pose. And then release your hands down to the mat. Lock your hands to the inside of your left foot. Turn up your back heel. Lizard pose, lower your back knee down and tuck your toes. Or move on to your forearms. It's time to stretch through your right hip flexor. And send your energy forward and out. Lift your gaze. Where our gaze goes, our energy flows. And then tuck your back toes, lift your knee, heel to your left foot, return to a low lunge. Press back to downward facing dog. Take a vinyasa or hold down dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet. And then slowly begin to roll up your spine vertebrae by vertebrae until you arrive to stand. Bring your feet together, mountain pose Tadasana. Draw your right knee towards your chest. Interlace your hands underneath your right thigh. Exhale, flex your foot, extend your leg. Inhale, point and bend. Exhale, flex and extend. Inhale, point and bend. Exhale, flex and extend. And stay here, option to release your leg, engage your core. Reach your arms straight to the ceiling. And see if you can bring everything into the center, into your core. So relax your shoulders. And take one more breath here. And then lower your right leg down, lift your left leg high. So almost like a seesaw. Moving into Warrior 3, where both hip points to the mat. Flex your back foot strong. Feel as though you're flying. And then lower your left leg down to meet your right. And we'll switch sides. Right? Hello, hamstrings. So moving slow does not necessarily mean easy, right? Inhale, draw your left leg, knee towards your chest, rather. Interlace your hands under your left thigh. Exhale, flex your foot, extend your leg. Inhale, point and bend. Exhale, flex, extend. Sync breath to movement. Inhale, point and bend. Exhale, flex, extend. Stay here, option to release your leg. Reach your arms overhead. And bring everything into the middle, into your core. And then lower your left leg down as you lift your right leg, moving into warrior three. Reach through your heel and through the crown of your head. Square both hip points to the mat. Keep a slight bend in your standing leg to stabilize the pose. And then slowly lower your right leg down to meet your left. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale, rise up onto the balls of your feet. Zip your heels together, legs together, bring everything into the midline. And slowly begin to lower your seat towards your heels as you keep your heels lifted. Imagine that the crown of your head is moving towards the ceiling as you lower. So there's this opposition happening, the lifting and the lowering at the same time. Until your seat reaches your heels, and then slowly lower your seat down to the mat. Find your sit bones, boat pose, Navasana. Come onto the balls of your feet. Lift out of your lower back and lift your chest. Lift your legs into a tabletop position. Stay here, maybe release your arms, palms to the ceiling. Option to also extend your legs. Lift your gaze. And 3 breaths here. And then slowly lower your feet down, hip distance apart. Plant your hands behind your hips. Press into your heels, lift your hips high, reverse tabletop. Option to release your head back. Feel an opening in your chest and your throat. Press into your palms to open up your chest. And then slowly lower your seat back down, and we'll do that 2 more times. Find your sit bones. Lift your legs to a tabletop. Stay here, release your arms. And maybe you extend your legs. And try not to compromise your lower back or your chest. So keep all of that lifted. And then lower your feet hip distance. Plant your hands behind your hips. Reverse tabletop, press into your heels, lift your hips high. And again, option to release your head back if that feels okay on your neck. Maybe take a lion's breath here. Stick out your tongue. Make a sound. It's okay, chances are no one will hear you. And then slowly lower down. And we'll do 1 more. Boat pose, Navasana. And bring everything into your core. And lower your feet down. Option this time to extend your legs. Take a reverse plank. Plant your palms behind you. Lift your hips, press into your feet. Release your head back. And then slowly lower down to the mat. And cross your ankles, roll over your knees. Into a tabletop, through tabletop. Tuck your toes. And press your seat to the ceiling, downward facing dog. Lower your knees down to the mat. Come to stand on your knees. In camel pose or Strasana, tuck your back toes under to begin. Palms on your lower back, fingertips face down. Inhale, lift your chest, and exhale, arch back. Again, inhale, lift, and exhale, arch back. Continue to move like this, lifting and arching until maybe your fingertips reach your heels. An option again to release your head back. Feel an opening in your throat. You can also untuck your toes, reach for your heels if you're feeling extra bendy today. And then slowly come to stand on your knees and lower your seat to your heels. Bring your knees together and separate your feet mat distance apart. Hero's pose. Begin to lower your seat between your feet. You can also place something under your seat to bring the floor to you. Place your right palm on top of your left, or option to recline if you'd like to lie down. And take a moment to close your eyes or lower your gaze. And feel the effects of the practice. Feel the prana, the energy, blood flowing, circulating throughout your body. Notice your heartbeat. Notice your breath and how it might be different from when we started. And perhaps recall your intention or affirmation if you set one today. I was doing a meditation the other day that I've been working with for a while now. If you've been taking class, you've heard me say this before. That talks about fear, and that when we're faced with fear, we can either try and run away, forget it and run away, or we can face it and rise. And that's something that I've been trying to practice in my own life, work on. When you're ready, open your eyes or lift your gaze. Make your way into a tabletop. Take your time coming out of heroes. Extend your right leg back, toes on the mat. Left leg back, toes on the mat. Come into a plank. And lower all the way down to the mat onto your tummy. Locust pose or Shalabhasana. Zip your legs together. Draw your navel away from the mat. Imagine there's a pin under your belly button. And then when you're ready, lift everything up. Gaze at the floor in front of you so the back of your neck is long. Reach through your heels and through the crown of your head. And then slowly lower down. Turn your cheek to one side and rock your hips from side to side. Bend your knees, grab your ankles, setting up for a bow. And when you're ready, kick your feet into your hands and lift everything up. Remember to breathe. Sometimes when we feel constricted, we tend to hold our breath. We're trying to practice the opposite, to allow the breath to support the pose, create more space, create some more softness, and then slowly lower down. Turn your cheek to the other side and rock your hips from side to side. So we'll repeat both, or take a variation. Bend your knees, grab the insides of your ankles. And when you're ready, kick your feet into your hands and lift everything up. And then slowly lower down and turn your cheek to one side. Rock your hips, release your lower back. And roll over onto your back. And setting up for bridge. If you have a prop that you would like to place under your sacrum and take a restorative pose, that could feel good at this point in the practice. Simply place it under your sacrum. Allow your body to melt into the prop and the prop to support you. Or take bridge. Bring your heels close to your seat. Check in that your feet are parallel to protect your lower back. And when you're ready, lift everything up. Lower, middle, upper back. Interlace your hands underneath your tailbone. Roll your shoulders under and open up your chest. Ground down through the outer edges of your feet. Engage your glutes. And when you're ready, lower your upper, middle, lower back. If you're in the restorative pose, just hang out there. Everyone else, windshield wiper your knees from side to side. So just drop them right to left. And we'll repeat bridge or take wheel. If you're taking wheel, hands come by your ears. And when you're ready, lift up into either bridge or wheel. In wheel, I like to turn my toes in a little bit, almost like pigeon feet. And press down through your heels, send your chest through your arms. See if you can find a back bend in your upper back. So there's a lot going on here. Just remember to breathe through it. We can always connect with our breath if we feel anxious or fearful. And then slowly lower upper, middle, lower back. If you have the prop, just release it from underneath. And everyone hug your knees into your chest. Make small circles with your knees on the ceiling going in one direction. A little massage for your sacrum. And then go the opposite way. Drop your knees to the right and your upper body to the left. And scoot your hips back so that your spine is in line with the mat. Allow your neck and head to be part of the twist, so gaze over your left shoulder. And just let everything go. When we come to our mat, it gives us the opportunity to start again, to press the reset button. And then slowly come center and go the other way. So drop your knees to the left, upper body to the right. Try and scoot your hips back a little bit. Knees to the height of your navel. Right shoulder melts into the ground. And then slowly come center. Hug your knees into your chest. Begin to rock and roll up and down your spine a couple times. Notice the points that hit the mat on your back, lower, middle, maybe upper, until you come up to sit. Extend your legs straight in front of you. Ashinottanasana, seated forward fold. So find your sit bones on the ground. You can rock a little bit. Flex your feet strong. Clench your palms by your hips. And inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold forward. Hands to shins, feet. Take a bind. You can also bend your knees. Just be sure to have some contact with your body. And we'll be here for about 10 breaths. So find a place between effort and ease, between discipline and play. Find that balance. See if you can hear the sound of your breath. Breathing in and out through your nose, the oceanic sound, it can be very calming and soothing. As you inhale, lengthen your lower back, and as you exhale, fold a little bit deeper into yourself. And then slowly make your way up to sit. Draw your right knee towards your chest. Place the sole of your right foot against your left inner thigh. Janu Sirsasana, square your torso over your left leg, and exhale, fold forward. Again, chin, foot, bind, whatever works this morning. It's Monday morning, so be gentle, ease into the week. And slowly come up to sit. Drawing your right knee towards your chest. We're going to take a half hero's pose. So let me turn this way. And send your right foot back. Try and square your pelvis so as much as you can. Find an evenness. And begin to lower back onto your forearms. You can also lower all the way down if that's available. And try and level out your hips. So try and point both hip points to the ceiling. And lengthen your tailbone down. So try to take the arch out of your back as much as possible. Breathe into your quads. It's a big muscle group, so it's good to give it some extra love and attention. And then slowly come up to sit. Bow your right leg out a little bit. This is like a hurdler pose. And take your left hand, reach underneath, grab your right ankle, and reach your right arm up and over towards your left foot. So if that's too much, you could just place your left arm down and reach your right arm over. But if you're in the bind, like a figure 8 type pose. So this pose always reminds me of infinity and along with that, our infinite potential. So tapping into that. And then slowly come up to sit. And swing your right leg to meet your left. We'll switch sides. So hug your left knee in. Place the sole of your left foot against the right inner thigh. Inhale, sit tall, and exhale, fold forward. Try and square your torso over your left leg. Relax your upper body, ease the upper body. And then slowly come up to sit. Hug your left knee in. And take the half hero's pose. So send your left foot back. A moment to level out your hips. And then slowly begin to recline onto your forearms first. And then if you can lower all the way down, go for it. Try to level out your hips as much as possible. And then slowly come up to sit. And this time, find the hurdler pose. So open your left leg a little bit. And weave your right hand to grab your left ankle, your left arm overhead. If you're taking the bind, if not, just place your right arm down and reach up and over. Continue to spin your heart center to the sky. And then slowly come up to sit. Bring the soles of your feet together. Allow your knees to fall out to the side. Diamond shape in your lower body, and then simply lie down. If you're ready to rest, take goddess pose. Maybe you plant one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. If you'd like to seal the practice with an inversion, either a shoulder stand or headstand, you could take that now. Just choose something that's down regulating as we prepare for rest. And if you're inverting, just take your time coming out of it. Everyone else, make your way into Shavasana. Final rest. Lengthen your legs long along the mat. Allow your feet to fall out to the side. Arms by your side, palms face up. Relax your shoulders. Close your eyes and simply rest. Your only job right now is to rest. And feel free to end class in Shavasana. Stay here as long as you would like. Or begin to make small movements with your fingers and toes. Gently move your head from side to side. When you're ready, roll to one side and pause here. Keeping your eyes closed, slowly make your way to sit. And take a moment to notice if you feel a sense of inner strength. And if you do, see if you can hold on to that feeling as you go on with your day, go out into the world, interact with others. See if you can tap into that when needed. And bringing our hands at heart center. Know that everything you need is within you. The light in me bows to the light in all of you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for sharing your Monday with me, and I hope you have a lovely start to the week. See you soon.